welcome once again to another episode of Classic Credits. Konami, one of the kings of classic arcade, had a reputation of doing two things well: side-scrolling brawlers and side-scrolling shooters. Someone at Konami got an idea to try and combine the two genres, and what happened? They get the quite excellent Sunset Riders in 1991. This new combination ended up being an evolution of the run-and-gun genre. Now, Sunset Riders is a classic in its own right, but I have come across quite a few people that don't know that that game exists. But while doing some research, I came across a real lost gem: Mystic Warriors, the spiritual successor to Sunset Riders, made in 1993. The same team created both games, and it shows, and that is a great thing. Even the development team knew how good it was going to be. Mystic Warriors follows a team of 5 ninjas, who are soon trimmed down to 4, in their attempts to stop the Evil Skull Enterprise organization, who has taken over the nation and now want to take over the world. Who do we turn to in times such as these? Ninjas, obviously. As I said before, you have 5 ninjas to choose from. Each one's basic attack is more or less the same. As you collect power-ups, they begin to be a bit more distinct. Spyros has a 2-shot spread style. Kima has a almost shotgun look to his attack. Kojira has a 4-shot spread. Brad has a 3-shot spread. And Yuri has a more focused, rapid single-shot machine gun style attack. The more spread out the attack is, the slower the rapid fire. And just a note, I would recommend using Yuri or Brad, as their level 2 attacks have rapid fire when the other 3 characters only have rapid fire at the 3rd level. This will definitely keep your hands from getting tired as fast. And one addition I do like to this game is it's not just about shooting. You do have a melee attack that can not only defeat enemies at close range, but also deflect most projectiles that are being shot at you. Like many arcade games in this genre, it was available in either a 2-player or a 4-player form factor. However, unlike cabinets that had as many controllers as playable characters, you'll soon notice that this game has 5 total characters to pick from, and not 4. This is where this game impressed me first. Character choice actually somewhat determines how the game plays out. At the beginning, after the players are selected, the game randomly chooses one of the remaining characters to be kidnapped and unavailable for the rest of the game. Yes, the entire game. So if there's a character that you ever think that you're going to use, you better pick it up front. The action takes place generally going from left to right and often provides 2 tiers of platforms. Knowing when to move from level to level is key, especially in boss fights. The boss AI is actually quite predictable, and most can be beaten relatively easily leaping from one level to another while attacking. There is a lot of polish to this game. It's very nice in-level and between-level story bits that are very well done using the in-game graphics. It also has a very nice shout out to the previous work of the team in a very clever way. One extra level of polish that you don't see very often in an arcade game is that it somewhat has multiple endings. The game keeps track of what characters were used at different portions of the game, and one scene in the ending differs slightly depending on the characters that you chose. Konami games generally never disappoint musically, and this game keeps with that trend. While it can sometimes be difficult to make out clearly with so much action going on, trying to tune your ears into it is well worth it. The soundtrack was made available in 1993 on Konami Amusement Sounds 93 Summer Edition. The composer, Junya Nakano, soon left Konami to work for Square Enix, where he went on to do such games as Threads of Fate, Tobal No. 1, Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy XIII, Dawn of Mana, and many others. Even though the soundtrack to this game was made available, Konami never released a home version, so playing it will be limited to finding an actual arcade machine or possibly through an emulator. The game was somewhat rare with less than 400 machines made, so finding it may be a little difficult. The closest thing to it, if you're interested in its gameplay, is its predecessor, Sunset Riders, which was released for the Super NES and the Genesis. The Super NES version is the closest that you can get to the arcade version of Sunset Riders, as it had the fewest changes. It is unfortunate that this game didn't get the attention that it deserved. There was a resurgence in the arcades in the early 90s, but it was fueled mainly by games that provided direct player versus player competition, like Street Fighter II, Mortal Kombat, and NBA Jam. Somehow this game just flew under the radar. Even myself, the arcade junkie that I am, didn't discover this game until relatively recently. Classic? It's definitely good enough to be. Great graphics, great music, great co-op gameplay, definitely worth checking out if you can find it. I hope one day that Konami revives this game in some sort of arcade compilation or an online game service. Once again, thank you for watching Classic Credits. We hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, subscribe if you like the show, spread the word, tell other people about it, and make sure to tune into the next episode where I hope to show you a game that you may have forgotten or never even heard about.